So gold price is making a big run, and I was going to say to the moon, Alice, but I was just looking at analytics, and it turns out there aren't a lot of Alices around here. So gold pushed above $2,100 an ounce, and I think that alone would be worth a video. Now, it's not just gold. The major US stock benchmarks, they're all trading at or near record highs. Bitcoin is above $66,000, and even silver is making a move. So maybe you're celebrating. At the moment, it feels like maybe everything you're putting your money into is on its way up. And maybe not. Maybe it just feels like accumulating is going to be more expensive now. Maybe we're even in an asset bubble. But either way, the things that we've been saying about gold and its price movement in relation to the anticipation of Fed rate cuts, well, that's at least staying true. So why is all this happening now? Well, we should probably take a look at that. Before we get back to it, if you're looking for precious metals, hit up Bullion. New customers even get gold and silver for spot. That's sdbullion.com/new. Now, we don't have to draw this out, but I'm going to start with a quick thought on sentiment, like my personal sentiment. My mixed feelings are starting to burn off. Now, I make the decision to buy more at certain points. So when gold pulls back 10, maybe 15%, I'm going to buy more. I'm going to slow down when gold is on a run. But the $2,100 range, that isn't unexpected. So even if we're seeing a run, we should have expected it at least a little bit. Now, this run is not based on a foreign war. It's based on actual economic signals. Now, that part always seems to be a little bit of a sticking point here. Maybe you don't think assets should be appreciating right now, but I'm going to get into why they should next. Now, at the most basic level, before I do, I would just say that even if I think the price feels expensive, when I go to buy, it feels like it should be. So why would it feel like that? Well, we've already mentioned that the signals might not line up with our own impressions of where things stand. Maybe we don't think inflation has been tamed. We might not even like to think that the Fed has a clue what they're up to. But that doesn't matter if we're looking at price, because price is set by traders. And traders are going off what they think the Fed will do. And without inflation data coming in higher than anticipated, the Fed is moving toward that eventual rate reversal. Now, you can argue whether you think that's accurate, whether you think that's the right move. But again, when it comes to price, and short-term price in particular, that would be looking at the wrong thing. But what's more important than what traders think? Well, how about the fact that gold is actually trading above $2,100 again? Now, it's hard to say gold doesn't do anything when we're coming off of a year of 14% appreciation, and now we're looking at 3% gains so far this year. Now, look, as a reminder, gold is not an investment. We've said that over and over. We're not going to compare it to Nvidia or some other hot stock, but appreciation on a safe haven asset is always good to see. You have to ask yourself, is it outperforming sidelined cash? And I would say, yeah, absolutely is. So if you've been buying gold for any amount of time now, you have to feel pretty good about its performance. There's a part of me that feels like just talking about the price pushing to all-time highs is a little bit of a signal too, almost like that's jinxing it. Because when I start watching a chart a certain way, like I am right now, there's a good chance the chart is showing a short-term high, like we're at the top. And usually that means we're on the verge of a pullback. So I think I'm fine with all that. The interesting part to me really isn't where the price is right now. It's that gold is proving that it will run on anticipation of rate cuts. And I'm fine just having that proof. Now, if it pulls back prior to the actual rate reversal, prior to the actual pivot, well, I'm fine with that too, because then I'd be buying at a discount. Some people are hardly going to think of a 3% run as being exciting. I mean, Bitcoin's up 50% this year, but when I started this channel in 2020, I wasn't talking about gold as an investment. I was talking about it as a savings model. I wasn't caught up in wild price predictions. I was just accumulating, slow and steady. But just for a moment, let's look at the price. The price of gold since my first video is up 39%. Now, I was talking about its gains over the prior year. And if you look at the last 5 years, well, gold has gone up $850 per ounce. That's a 66% gain. So the commentary around here has always only been that I like gold as a savings model. I like it as a fallback, rainy day fund, emergency hedge, whatever. And we're looking at a 66% price appreciation. So seeing the price above $2,100 and well above it at the time of recording, Well, that feels pretty good because for me, gold only had to stay ahead of inflation to take care of the things that I mentioned there, the reasons that I had it. And it's done a lot more than that. We haven't even gotten to the rate reversal yet. So I think I've sufficiently jinxed things around here. Prepare for gold to pull back now that I've said it's doing well. Traders, though, see a 74% probability of a rate cut in June right now. And that's really what's pushing all this. That and weak US data. Weak US data means better gold price. Well, if any of that gets pushed out again, I'm sure we're going to see prices fall again. We can all come in and buy under dips. But however it plays out, it's at least fun to see gold finally getting some tailwinds. Okay, so let's call it good there. Let us know what you're thinking, whether you think gold will continue the run or it's ready to pull back. Let us know if you're buying, if you're waiting, whatever it is, let us know. And then while you're in the comments, be sure to hit that like button if you found any of this interesting. Be sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on if you'd like to see more on the topic. And if you're still here, thanks again for watching. I always appreciate your time. Take care.